The night started like any other, with wine glasses clinking and laughter echoing through our cozy living room. It was just the three of us. Me, my husband Daniel, and my best friend Clara. We had always been close, the kind of trio that shared everything. But tonight, Clara's gaze lingered on Daniel a little too long, her laughter a little too suggestive. I brushed it off at first. She was just playful, I told myself. She had always been bold. But as the evening went on, her words grew bolder. "You two have such an amazing relationship," she said, her eyes darting between me and Daniel. "It's inspiring, really." Her tone was warm, but there was an undercurrent of something else, something I couldn't quite place. Clara leaned back on the couch, swirling her wine glass as she spoke. "You know," she began, her voice casual, "I've always admired how open and honest you two are with each other. It's rare these days." Daniel smiled, his hand resting lightly on my leg. "We've worked hard at it," he said, his tone genuine. But I noticed the way Clara's gaze lingered on his hand. My stomach twisted, but I forced a smile. "That's what makes it work," I said, trying to steer the conversation elsewhere. But Clara wasn't done. "Have you two ever, thought about bringing someone else into the relationship? Just to spice things up?" Her words hung in the air, heavy and shocking. I stared at her, unsure if I had heard correctly. Daniel shifted uncomfortably beside me, his smile faltering. "Excuse me?" I asked, my voice sharper than I intended. Clara laughed lightly, waving her hand as if to dismiss my reaction. "Relax," she said. "I didn't mean anything serious. It's just, you two are so close. I thought maybe you'd be open to exploring." The room felt smaller, the air thicker. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Clara, my best friend, was sitting in my home suggesting something so outrageous, so inappropriate. "Clara," I began, but she cut me off. "Come on," she said, leaning forward. "Think about it. It could be fun." Daniel cleared his throat, his discomfort evident. "I think you've had too much to drink," he said, trying to lighten the mood. But Clara didn't back down. "I'm serious," she said, her tone firm. "I trust you both completely, and I know you trust me. Isn't that what relationships are all about?" Her eyes met mine, and for a moment, I saw something in them that chilled me. Entitlement, perhaps, or arrogance. "Clara," I said, my voice trembling, "this is not okay. You're crossing a line." But she didn't flinch. Instead, she leaned back, a sly smile playing on her lips. "You can't tell me you've never thought about it," she said, her gaze darting to Daniel. "You two are so perfect. It's almost selfish to keep it between just the two of you." I stood abruptly, my hands clenched at my sides. "This conversation is over," I said, my voice cold. "I don't know what's gotten into you, but this is unacceptable." Clara's smile faltered, her confidence wavering. "I didn't mean to upset you," she said quickly. "I just thought, I don't know, I thought you'd be open to it." "You thought wrong," I snapped. "You're my best friend. You should respect my marriage, not try to undermine it." Daniel stood as well, his expression a mix of anger and disbelief. "Clara, I think it's time you left," he said firmly. She hesitated, her eyes darting between us before she finally stood. As the door closed behind Clara, I felt a wave of emotions: anger, betrayal, sadness. I turned to Daniel, my eyes searching his face for reassurance. "Are you okay?" he asked softly, his arms wrapping around me. I nodded, but my heart was heavy. Clara had been my friend for years. I trusted her, confided in her, and she had betrayed me in the most personal way. That night, as I lay awake, I realized something important. True friends don't cross boundaries. They respect your life, your choices, and your relationships. Clara had shown her true colors, and while it hurt to lose her, I knew I had made the right decision. Some bonds aren't worth keeping, no matter how long they've existed.